guys. Well, it's been a minute and haven't put a video out. I get it. I've been super busy, and this video you're about to watch I actually filmed like 4 weeks ago probably. Oh god, I'm driving my daughter's car. I love this freaking car. I never get to drive it. Anyway, you can still probably hear it in my voice. I'm still a little scratchy, but I was down and out sick when I filmed it, and I sound like shit. I still do. I still don't have my voice right, but needless to say, so I'm just filming this intro a little bit. So you don't have to listen to me intro the way it was, which probably barely understand me. But anyway, so we're making some changes to the L9000. Some fairly big changes. I'm going to go through that with you here. I'll show you what I show you. We'll do some editing to try to get my horrible sickness not to be the feature of the video, but it probably will. So I'll take you along, let you know what it is I'm going to do to this old girl, and let the haters hate, because there's probably going to be some people who don't like it, and that's cool because it's not their truck, so it works out well. So, as many of you may know, this is my 1987 Ford LN9000. LN being the designation for the short hood truck. You can see we got the fenders on the cowl there, the back half of the fenders. So it is powered by an L10 Cummins diesel. She is turned up as far as we dare turn her up for the CPL, putting out somewhere between 3.25 and 350 horse, which scoots this little single axle along pretty well. It has custom front air ride. I pulled out a bunch of the leaves out of the front factory spring packs and made my own brackets and whatnot, and put front air ride on her. That's controlled by a solenoid valve on the dash, which for the time being I still like. Original factory square aluminum tanks, and out back here we have a Peterbilt air leaf cutoff. And then what I did was I welded the brackets in to put this very large Eaton rear end in. This is the original Eaton rear end that was in the Ford. Being that it was a factory single axle, but a 9000, it was a heavy spec. So that's a 23,500 pound rear axle. It is quite beefy, quite large, as you can see, in diameter. And like I say, I welded the bracket, cut off the old factory spring perches, and welded on the ones for the air leaf. And I did that because let me backtrack. I put air leaf on the truck originally because it was a spring ride truck from the factory, and I wanted air ride, obviously, for the ride, for the look, for the adjustability, etc. I didn't do my homework though when I did all that, and Peterbilt air leaf rides high and it rides rough. If you look right now, those bags are dumped, and those are slightly low pro tires. Those are 295s, and top of tire is dead even with top of frame rail, and that is all the air out. That is as low as she'll go sitting on the bump stops. And I'm a low rider kind of guy. I know it's not probably what you might expect, and I know it's not what a lot of people agree with, but like, I don't like four-wheel drives. I don't like lifted trucks. I've never lifted a truck. I never will lift a truck. I don't like big tires. I don't like big floater front ends on semis. It's just not my style. I like skinny little low pros. I like vehicles that are lowered. It's just my style. It is what it is. Love it or hate it. You can build yours the way you want. I'll build mine the way I want. And I like low riders. So that leads me into the future for this truck. I've always been into, there's two types of trucks in the big rig world that kind of have that same kind of lowrider look. One of them is like, West Coast style hay haulers, and the other is car haulers. And we're going for that look on this Ford L9000. And what I'm going to do, and I got my pickup truck warming up because it's cold and snowy out, but I'm going to take you across the street because sitting on a trailer over there is the first step in the process to convert this into that lowrider look. All right, there it is in all its glory. This, my friends, is a cutoff, obviously, and it is a cutoff from a 2006 Freightliner. So that is Airliner 2. And yeah, I know those of you from down south are going to be like, oh my God, it's horrible. There is obviously some scale. There's a little bit of rust on it, but around where Airliner always corrodes up around those aluminum pieces, it is not. It is nice and clean. And the bushings, from looks wise anyway, the bushings are not out of it. So I don't think we're going to have to do bushings. Not that it's bad to do in Airliner. We're missing some bags, and a couple drive shafts came with it. And we're missing yokes on the axles. But one way or the other, we've got an Airliner cutoff, and obviously whoever chopped this truck off, they made this useless as a tandem cutoff. Not very bright of them. And because of that, I picked it up cheap. I have a single axle truck. I want to keep it a single axle truck. So I'm just going to unbolt this front axle and suspension assembly. And then all of a sudden, I have all kinds of frame rail, plenty of frame rail to make my weld onto my frame, and maybe even stretch it out just a little bit longer, depending on drive shafts, and still have a little bit of extra frame. We got room to work with. We'll obviously have to remount the fifth wheel. This is an air slide fifth wheel. I don't really need it, but we'll probably use it because that way I can just sell my old cutoff, my air leaf cutoff as it is, ready to go, perfect condition, and then this is a completely new, different one for me. So anyway, the beautiful thing about Airliner is, A, it rides good. It's simple. And then, but the other good part is you can see when we compare where these, so it's flat, but one way or the other, these are 295s too. And you can see at rest, this tire is sitting 2 to 3 inches above this 10-inch frame rail, whereas on my truck, we were sitting flush with them. And that is with those factory bump stops still in place, which I'm not going to use. Without those factory bump stops, we lose another, I dare say almost 3 inches, 2.5 to 3 inches. So at static rest, when she's aired out completely, I now can get the back end of my truck just as low as the front end of the truck. And at ride, we're not going to have that ridiculous rake like I've had for a long time. So, and we get a better ride quality to boot. The other big factor that's going in with this whole change is that if we want to get that car hauler, hay hauler look, we got to change tires. So we are going down to 255 rubber. We're going to put this girl on roller skates. She's going to look like that F450 right there with low pros. And that, of course, is going to change our final drive ratio. I already have a very low, about 70 to 71 mile an hour top speed in my Ford. And these are 358 gears. I have 355s. So we take a little bit of a decrease in ratio, plus going all the way down to 255s, and all of a sudden we're going to have a 58 to 60 mile an hour truck, if not less. Unless that is, we change our transmission. And I happen to have, sitting in my barn, a forward shift bar housing, Eaton Fuller RTO 9-speed, meaning I maintain a 9-speed transmission like I have, but we go to a nice tall 0.73 overdrive, and we maintain the forward shift bar housing like we need for my short little hood truck. And that, I don't remember the exact calculations, but that gives us a final theoretical top speed of somewhere around 98 miles an hour on 255 rubber. Obviously, we're not going to go that fast, but it gives us a nice cruising RPM. And the way the ratios work out too is it makes my 9th gear overdrive a nice highway cruiser, and 8th ends up as the identical ratio as my current 9th for actual road speed. So when we're pulling a grade, we can just drop down, and we can still pull a grade at 60, 65 mile an hour, running right in the sweet spot RPM wise, and then we just run her back into overdrive when we're past it. So I think it's going to work out really, really well. So there you have it. That's all the changes.
Alright guys, well, there you have it. Cut off's unloaded. Now, you gotta remember too, I filmed that video like 4 weeks ago. Because between being sick and a whole bunch of home renovation projects that I've undertaken for the winter, I just haven't had time to get to anything, so apologize for that, but that's why. Now, along with the low pro, the lowered small low pro wheel look, tire look, excuse me, all that good stuff. We're also going to smooth things out just a little bit. The strobe lights on the mirrors are going away. The lighted mirrors are going away. Just going to some regular smooth chrome West Coast mirrors. And then I got the brackets for watermelon lights on the mirrors that'll sit at a 45. A couple companies that make those brackets are awful proud of them, but anyway, we got a pair. So we'll have a little bit of declutter going on the mirrors and add the watermelon lights, and probably more than likely going to lose the toolbox behind the cab too. May replace it with some saddle toolbox, like a step saddle box, but may replace it with nothing, to be honest with you, because if I go the route I want to, and I'm pulling this on the trailer, I don't really need to have much in a box, so I'll do some thinking on that, but that may go away. Generally, I want to smooth things out. I want that long, low look. I want my Hogue built fenders down nice and low in front of those rears. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video on things to come for the old Ferd. And someday when I finish my home improvement projects and get the head gasket job done, I'll get the damn truck out, and maybe someday we'll move on to all these plans. The goal is to do it through the springtime, but we'll see how that goes. Spring, summer, she'll be coming soon to a theater near you. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all take care. Have a great week.